What's going on, guys? Today we're going to talk about how to take a digital product and bring it to market. Now, this process could take anywhere from a month to potentially 2 years, but this framework right here will allow someone who already has an existing skill, who already has some sort of area of expertise, and allow them to take that skill or expertise and bring it to market. So let's dive right into it. So the first thing that you need to do is clearly define your niche, your brand strategy, and your client avatar. If you don't have your foundational copy set, if you don't really know who you're talking to, if you don't really know who your target market is, you need to do all of that first before you start to define what type of product that you're bringing to market. Now, the next thing you need to do, and all of this initially is going to be organic marketing and should be organic marketing unless you have, let's say, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 of ad spend that you can use to test the market, which quite frankly, as a personal brand, most people just don't have that type of money. So you're going to want to leverage organic social media platforms to do so. So if you do not already have social media platforms established, the first thing you need to do immediately is start creating content every single day on social media platforms. So the biggest point of leverage in 2020, 2021, 2022, and beyond is TikTok. Video platforms are trending and will be trending more and more into the future. The biggest point of leverage is TikTok, Instagram Reels, leveraging a Facebook group, even something like Pinterest. Of course, you're going to want to build a Facebook group, and of course, you're going to want to build an email list as well. But if you have zero experience at all, get your butt on TikTok, start making content, repurpose that onto Instagram Reels so you can start to establish some sort of social media presence within your niche as a figure of authority and someone who should be listened to for their area of expertise. Now, if you already have these established, you're good, right? You got maybe 10K on TikTok, you have a little Facebook group going, you got a couple hundred people on your Instagram, you're good. You have enough to move forward and bring a product to market. If not, you need to spend a month or two, it could be less, it could be more, to start building up these social media platforms and actually seeing what the market is telling you about the people that you're attracting. So once we have social media platforms established, we need to move into defining your transformation. Now, what does that actually mean? The transformation is the claim that you are making for the result you can bring to your client or customer. Now, if you make a bold claim about how you're going to transform someone's situation or make someone a lot of money and you don't deliver on that, well, that's just a scam. So the most important thing is to make sure that as you're defining this transformation and claiming this transformation, that you can actually deliver on it. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. So a couple quick questions that you should be asking is, what problem does your client avatar have and how can you solve it? The best way to do this, and this is key and this can get overlooked by a lot of people, you need, and I'm having a little trouble there. All right, we'll leave it at that. You need to get on the phone with as many leads as possible. If you don't like getting on the phone and talking to people, then you're just going to have to get over that because it's a very, very important part of building a business. You have to build relationships with those people who may or may not purchase from you. This is a big factor of market research, is just getting on the phone with people and saying, hey, where are you coming from? What problems do you have? How can I help to solve your problems? Once you've done this and clearly defines how you can help those people that you've spoken to, either on social media and the messenger or on the phone, next you need to determine the current state of the market. And this right here is really just the market research phase. So what products are currently being sold? What transformation are they already providing? And are you solving a similar problem to them, right? It's okay to solve a similar problem to them, but it needs to be a unique solution that is not already specifically being solved. It's okay to have multiple products within the same market, but you need a unique selling proposition to differentiate yourself from all the other products in the market. Let's say you're selling a product that's related to helping middle-aged men lose weight. There's probably 50 products out there. Well, you need to define something in your marketing that is differentiated, right? We help men who are 50 years or older lose weight so that they can run a marathon, right? Or something like that. I'm just pulling an example up. But you need a unique selling proposition that's going to differentiate you, your product, your business from every other business out there. What you don't want to do is just duplicate someone else's business and expect that people are going to start running to you, because that's not how it works. A couple of questions to ask here. What is the gap in the market? Where do you see, based on the market research that you've done, what gaps exist? What problems are not being solved? And what keeps your client avatar, going back to here, a super, super important part. What keeps them up at night? What is preventing them from going to sleep? What is wearing on them? What pain points do they have? You need to figure these out. The way you're going to figure these out, getting on the phone with people, determining the current state of the market. You see how all these are interlaid. All right, the next thing you need to do, and this can be massively, massively missed, is you need to set an initial launch group, an initial cohort, an initial beta group, whatever you want to call it, at a highly discounted price. And this is the golden rule of digital product creation. Always sell before you create. The absolute worst thing you could do is spend 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months developing a done-for-you service, a coaching program, an online course, bring it to market, and realize no one's going to buy it. You need to realize and figure out if there's actually a market there first, and then you create the product on the back end. Sell first, create second. This is crucial, and this is going to save you potentially months of wasted time. So what you're going to do once you've set this initial launch group, beta group, live group, whatever you want to call it, leverage your already existing social media platforms to sell it, right? And we can loop back here. You've been building social media platforms. Maybe you have, 5,000 on TikTok. Maybe you have a couple hundred people in a Facebook group. Maybe you have an Instagram that's popping off. It doesn't really matter where, but you want to leverage these existing social media platforms to sell the offer. And you want to create content around that. Hey, I'm doing a 2-week live launch cohort. Hey, I'm taking on 2 clients for $97 for 4 weeks, right? Highly discounted. You want people in the door so you can start to craft this offer. The next thing you're going to do, you're going to run the group. You're going to launch the cohort, launch the coaching, launch the beta group, and see if it sells. It very well may not sell, and that's totally fine. If it does not sell, the only thing that tells me is that you haven't created a good enough transformation, you haven't analyzed the market effectively, and you are not bringing a unique selling proposition to the market. So in that case, just loop back, go through the process again. But guess what? The second time you loop through this process, you've done it before, it's going to be a lot easier. You're going to understand the mistakes that you've made, and you'll be able to move forward with much more knowledge and much more effectively. Now, best case scenario, it does sell, right? Hey, we have 5 spots for our live cohort. Boom, it sells out in 3 days. Perfect. That's a great market indicator. Now you need to actually deliver the transformation. This could be a 3-day challenge, a 4-week cohort, an 8-week cohort, 12 weeks of coaching, whatever it may be. Deliver that transformation that you initially promised. Now, what's great about these live cohorts and these live groups, and what's super important about it, is that it gives you the ability to keep the feedback loops open. You get live feedback every time you're doing one of these groups or these live coaching calls. Hey, did this work? Did that work? What do you want to see? Etc. So you're getting feedback from the people that you're helping, which will allow you to chart your path forward much more effectively. Now, after the delivery, you need to make a determination if what you promised in that transformation was actually delivered effectively. If you're promising, hey, I can get you to $5,000 a month in 12 weeks, and nobody did that, well, then you didn't deliver on what you said. So you need to go back and loop again. Come up with another beta group, change your transformation promise a little bit, and run it back again. And guess what? This is not a bad thing. This will happen, And this actually has to happen. These loops here and here, they're super, super necessary, because if you cannot effectively deliver on the transformation, you're able to do this much quicker with much more knowledge and much more feedback about what worked and what didn't. Now, if it was delivered effectively, you're in a really good position to potentially evergreen and scale your offer. If you've delivered effectively, next thing you want to do, and this is crucial, you need to collect foundational assets, case studies, testimonials. These are your biggest points of leverage when you're trying to evergreen an offer. You want as many case studies and as many testimonials as possible, because that is social proof that your offer works. Next thing you're going to do once you've collected these is evergreen that offer. Could be an online course, could be a consultancy agency, could be more organized group coaching, could be more organized one-on-one coaching. And this is when you're going to want to build out something like sales funnels, websites, more in-depth email campaigns, and all of the things needed to bring together this evergreen offer. So once you have this evergreen offer, you're going to hit a point here, and this is likely going to be between $5,000 and $10,000 a month, where you have to make a determination if the offer that you have, one, is something that you really love and you're really passionate about, and two, if it's something that you want to attempt to scale. I've been in this situation before. I've been through this whole process multiple times, and I've hit here where I said, you know, I'm making 10K a month, but I don't love this offer. This isn't the offer I want to scale with. I'm looping back. No problem. This may and probably should happen. So you go back here, you redefine the unique solution that you can bring, you go through this process again. But here's what's great about this. The first time, this might take you a couple months to go through this process. The second time, you can do this in a matter of weeks because you've already done it. Your social medias are going to be bigger than they were before. You're likely going to have some form of case studies and testimonials that you can leverage, and you just bring another offer to market, re-loop it, adjust it, and get yourself back to here in a short amount of time. So do not think that these no indicators here are bad. These are crucial. This is the learning process of your business. If you think you're just going to come through this and hit all the green points and load it all the way up in 3 months, it's not happening, right? You need to have these initial failures in order for you to get to a point where you can scale a business. All right, so we're at this point. Maybe you've re-looped a couple times. You have an offer, you love it, you're passionate about it, like the way it came out, it's resonating with the market. Now you want to leverage virtual assistants to dial up outbound messaging. And this is really the first step before you start doing paid ads. Virtual assistants in the Philippines or other places can cost you anywhere between $4 and $7. Leverage them to do outbound messaging on things like Facebook, even TikTok, Instagram. This can be a huge positive ROI activity for you if you're sending out potentially 50, 100, 150 outbound messages a day, and you're paying your virtual assistant $20, $30 a day to do all of this and bring leads into your system. This is your first compound to scale your business. Next thing you want to do is implement paid retargeting ads. Now, this could be YouTube. This could also be TikTok ads as well. TikTok ads are coming more to the forefront, and really what you can do with TikTok ads is take an already existing viral video that you have and just push a little bit of ad spend behind it. It's important that you have a pixel both for Google Tag Manager and for TikTok built into your landing page so you can run retargeting ads. Next thing you want to do is further develop those brand assets. So more testimonials, more case studies, more high value content that you can bring to your audience and keep them inside of your system. Show to them that you are a figure of authority in this market. You know what you're talking about and you bring a ton of value. And the way to really scale, and we're talking 10 up to $100,000 a month, is venturing into cold paid traffic. Now, this is easier said than done to become profitable in cold traffic, but if you've hit all of these metrics on point, you can get to this portion where you're scaling cold ads effectively, and then essentially you can just print money for your business. So this is the exact framework that you can use to build and scale your own digital offer.